Hey guys, Super Nintendo here with a video review for you. This week we're reviewing Sonic CD, which won by 57% of the vote from last week's poll that I posted on Choo Choo Rocket. Of course, at the end of this video, I'll have 4 more games for you to decide which I should review next. Now, I found Sonic CD for about $2 back in 2009, and I haven't really found a better deal since. Now, Sonic CD is one of those Sonics that everybody hails as one of the last great Sonics anytime a new Sonic is announced. So what do I think of it? Let's take a look. Sonic CD was released in the US in November of 1993 for the ill-fated Sega CD add-on. This would be the only Sonic title on the system, and would be overshadowed by the release of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 for the Sega Genesis in February of 1994, and its sequel, Sonic & Knuckles, in October of 1994. The story of Sonic CD is kind of complex. Dr. Robotnik has captured Little Planet, where time stones are located, and starts to terraform the planet. The time stones allow manipulation of time, and only by going back in time will Sonic be able to save the future and Little Planet. Sonic CD has similar gameplay to the previous Genesis Sonics. You run fast, you crouch, and you spin, and you jump on enemies to defeat them. Each level has 3 zones, with Dr. Robotnik at the end of the 3rd zone. The minor differences add a little bit more to the gameplay, but it doesn't really change the core mechanics. First off, Sonic has a new move called Super Peel Out, which is a lot like Spin Dash, only Sonic just runs fast. You press up and A to activate the move. This move can power up faster than the Spin Dash, but leaves Sonic to the vulnerable to attacks. I didn't know that this was a move until I looked into the manual. And also by looking at the manual, I noticed that that's not Amy chasing Sonic, that's Princess Sally. Sonic also has more animations which add more depth to the game. The game looks a lot crisper than Sonic 3, but that's because of the CD instead of the cart. Also, the main draw of Sonic CD is the sound. The soundtrack adds digital CD quality sound, and each level has its own different track depending on what period you're in. And that brings me to the core mechanic of Sonic CD that sets it apart from the rest of the series. Instead of 3 acts, you now have 3 acts which have 3 time periods: past, present, and future. You start off in the present, and then you can go either to the past or the future. And you can only do this when hitting a corresponding flag and then running fast for a number of seconds without stopping. While the manual doesn't mention it, going back into the past actually impacts the game. You need to go back to the past to crush this robot teleporter. Destroying this will change the future zone and make it infinitely easier to progress through. You don't have to destroy the teleporter, but unlocking the good future in both zones will give you a good future in the 3rd zone when you fight Robotnik. Get a good future in all the levels and you unlock the best ending. Miss only one and you get an ending that tells you that you need to go get the best ending. And you can also get the best ending if you find all of the time stones. Time stones are this game's Chaos Emeralds. You can get a chance to get one if you have over 50 rings by the end of each level. The stage is interesting, but the controls are awkward, which is to be expected by the pseudo 3D. You need to destroy all of the spaceships in the time allotted. Step in the water and 10 seconds is removed. The ship contains coins, speed boots, which can make it more difficult, and also one of them has extra time just in case you step into the water. Hitting the spaceships is hard because there's not too much depth to the levels, but you can gauge where to jump by where the shadows hit on the ground. If you defeat the level, you get a time stone. Collect all 7 time stones and you'll always have the good future and have the best ending once you beat the game. This adds a bit more strategy for me personally, because I would much rather defeat all the bonus stages and get all the time stones instead of going back in time and searching for the teleporter. Because of the past, present, and future levels, the levels as a whole are very short. This is disappointing for me because checking and going back to find the past flag disrupts the fast flow of the game. The boss battles really aren't that difficult either. The bosses aren't as elaborate as they are in previous versions, and it takes about 2 minutes tops to beat each one. And this persists as levels go on. The scale of difficulty really only exists if you choose to go to the future. The future is where all the enemies have progressed and the level obstacles are crazy if you haven't defeated them in the past version. If you're looking for a fast, moderately difficult Sonic, stay in the present or the past. So despite its shortcomings, Sonic CD is a solid title. It's just not my favorite legacy Sonic game. That honor belongs to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But what's your favorite Sonic? I'd like to hear it down in the comments down below. So now it's time to decide what video game I should review next. Your choices for this week are Sunset Riders for the Super Nintendo, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker for the Sega Genesis, Star Tropics for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and Robotech Battle Cry for the Nintendo GameCube. Now, last week I had a poll up at the top, but the poll wasn't able to close, so I'll still leave it up at the top so that you guys can vote, or you can leave your choice down at the bottom in your comments, or you can follow me on Twitter at SnickTendo and do the poll there. I'll probably put it up about 2 hours after this video airs so that everybody can kind of get a chance to read it before the poll closes in 2 days. So that's it for now. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Super Nintendo, and have a good day.